Greetings, everyone! Welcome to Lux Estate, your hub for personal growth and self-improvement. We're thrilled to have you here as we embark on yet another enlightening journey. Today's topic is one that resonates with many, often lurking in the shadows of our relentless pursuit of more. We're delving into the intriguing realm of the 5 things that happen when someone is never content. Discontentment, a feeling we've all experienced, can have significant effects regardless of who we are or where we come from. It's a universal human experience that, when left unchecked, can profoundly shape our lives. We'll be exploring these effects, shedding light on how they can impact not only our personal growth but also our overall well-being. So, are you ready? Buckle up, because we're about to journey into the intricate landscape of understanding the consequences of never being content. Let's dive right in. The first thing that often happens when someone is never content is a sense of constant disappointment. Imagine, if you will, walking through a forest of expectations. Every tree represents a goal, a desire, a benchmark of success. But no matter how many trees you pass, no matter how many you touch, none of them feel quite right. They're not tall enough, not sturdy enough, not green enough. That's the reality for those who are never content. They're in a perpetual forest of disappointment because their expectations, like those trees, are never quite met. This lack of contentment can manifest itself in numerous ways. It could be a job that never quite fulfills, a relationship that never quite satisfies, or a personal goal that, once achieved, suddenly seems insignificant. The bar is constantly being raised, and with it, the potential for disappointment grows. Now, feeling disappointed occasionally is a normal part of life. We all experience it. But imagine feeling that way all the time, about every aspect of your life. It's exhausting, isn't it? That's the emotional and psychological toll we're talking about here. It's like running a marathon with no finish line. The race just keeps going, and no matter how hard you run, you never feel like you're getting anywhere. But it's more than just an emotional drain. This constant disappointment can have serious psychological effects as well. It can lead to feelings of inadequacy, lowered self-esteem, and in some cases, even depression. After all, if you're constantly feeling like you're falling short, it's hard not to internalize that feeling. In essence, a lack of contentment can lead to a cycle of disappointment that's hard to break free from. It's a cycle that feeds on itself, with each disappointment leading to higher expectations, which in turn leads to more disappointment. It's a self-perpetuating cycle, a downward spiral that can be incredibly difficult to escape from. So, the next time you find yourself feeling dissatisfied, take a moment to reflect. Are you genuinely unhappy? Or are you caught in this cycle of constant disappointment? Because understanding that distinction could be the first step towards breaking free. Moving on to the second effect, damaged relationships. Picture this. You've got a friend, a family member, or a partner who's never quite satisfied. No matter what they achieve, where they go, or who they're with, they're always seeking more, always needing something else. The discontentment starts to seep into their interactions, tainting the atmosphere, and before long, relationships begin to strain. Imagine being around someone who's perpetually dissatisfied. It's like trying to fill a bottomless pit. No matter how much you pour into it, it's never enough. This constant dissatisfaction can make them difficult to please and even lead them to project their discontentment onto others. They might critique your choices, your lifestyle, or your achievements, not out of malice, but because their own dissatisfaction colors their perspective. Now, let's delve into the fallout. The strain on relationships can lead to conflict and even isolation. People around them may start to distance themselves to avoid the negative energy. This could leave the discontented person feeling alone and misunderstood, further fueling their dissatisfaction. It's a vicious cycle that can be challenging to break. On the flip side, it's not just about the discontented person. Those in their circle may also start to question their own happiness and satisfaction. They might wonder, am I not doing enough? Am I not good enough? This self-doubt can lead to a ripple effect of unhappiness and dissatisfaction in their own lives. So you see, discontentment doesn't just affect the individual. It spreads like a wildfire, scorching everything in its path, including relationships. It's a tough situation for everyone involved, and it's not something that can be fixed overnight. But understanding the problem is the first step towards finding a solution. Thus, discontentment can significantly impact a person's social life and relationships. It's a stark reminder that our emotions and attitudes don't exist in a vacuum. They affect us and those around us, shaping our interactions and relationships in profound ways. The third effect of never being content is increased stress levels. Now, this might seem quite obvious, but let's dig a little deeper. When you're always on the hunt for more, whether it's more money, more success, or more possessions, you're essentially running on a treadmill that never stops. This constant pursuit can lead to high levels of stress and even burnout. Think about it. You're always pushing yourself, always striving, and never taking a moment to appreciate what you have. You're stuck in a cycle of wanting, getting, and then wanting even more. It's like being on a hamster wheel that just keeps spinning, and the more you run, the faster it spins. So, what happens when this wheel spins out of control? Well, your body responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol. These hormones can help in short-term, high-pressure situations. But when they're constantly flooding your system due to chronic dissatisfaction, they can wreak havoc on both your mental and physical health. High stress levels can lead to a myriad of health issues. It can cause headaches, muscle tension, chest pain, and fatigue. It can upset your sleep and digestion. It can make you feel anxious, restless, and overwhelmed. On a more serious note, chronic stress can also contribute to health problems like high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. Moreover, stress can cloud your mind, making it difficult to think clearly or make decisions. It can lead to feelings of frustration, anger, and even depression. It can affect your relationships, your work, and your overall quality of life. But perhaps the most alarming thing about stress is that it can become a vicious cycle. You're stressed because you're not content, but then the stress makes it even harder to find contentment. It's a trap that's incredibly hard to escape from. All of this just goes to show the damage that can be caused by never being content. It's a stark reminder of the importance of finding a balance, of striving for more, but also appreciating what we have. Because at the end of the day, our health is our most valuable asset, and no amount of success or wealth is worth sacrificing it for. So, never being content can lead to stress levels that are detrimental to one's overall health. The fourth effect is a loss of joy in life. Imagine a world where the vibrant colors of a sunset or the sweet melody of a bird's song have lost their charm. This is what life can become when one is never content. When our minds are constantly occupied with what we lack, we tend to overlook the beauty and joy in what we already have. Consider this: a cup of coffee shared with a friend, the warmth of sun rays on a cold morning, or the laughter of a child. These are everyday pleasures that can bring immense happiness if we let them. However, the perpetual quest for more can render these simple joys dull and unexciting. Appreciating what we have doesn't mean we stop striving for better. It simply means we acknowledge and value the present while we work towards the future. It's about taking a moment to breathe, to feel the wind on our face, and to enjoy the journey as much as the destination. Our happiness is often hidden in the simplest of moments, waiting to be uncovered. But if we're always focused on the next big thing, we may miss these moments entirely. The joy of life isn't always in acquiring more, but in cherishing what we have. Therefore, a constant lack of contentment can result in a loss of joy in life. Finally, the fifth effect of never being content is a lack of personal growth. Imagine a hamster on a wheel, ceaselessly running but never actually moving forward. That's what life can feel like for those who are perennially unsatisfied. They're so focused on chasing after the next big thing, the next shiny object, that they overlook the importance of self-improvement and personal growth. They forget that growth often comes from within, not from acquiring more. Instead of investing time and energy into personal development, they're constantly seeking external validation or material success. This relentless pursuit can lead to a standstill in their personal evolution, as they are too preoccupied with their next conquest to take a moment and reflect on their own progress and growth. In conclusion, never being content can stand in the way of personal growth and self-improvement. And there we have it, the 5 things that happen when someone is never content. We've explored the pitfalls of constant disappointment, the strain on relationships, the spike in stress levels, the loss of life's joys, and the stunting of personal growth. Remember, contentment isn't about settling, but about appreciating what you have while striving for growth. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe to Lux Estate for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, stay content and keep growing.